Hello Blazers, no fuckers here. If you haven't been living under a rock recently, then chances are you will have heard of the controversy surrounding Channel Awesome, more specifically the nostalgia critic Doug Walker. But I know something most other channels don't. Something no one dare talk about. This is Doug Walker Exposed.
My name is Jeff.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's
Gaming!
Okay, for real this time. Though you have to admit, the resemblance is uncanny. We'll now have to address the controversy. Basically, Doug Walker made a bunch of fuck-ups and mistakes. And there's some other stuff about him not knowing how to record Skype calls. Fucking idiot, by the way, but he just petty shit, to be honest. But there's some serious shit too, so I mean, we'll get into it. Alright, me gonna talk about the bad shit now, okay? Okay. Man fires long-term employee because said employee had to take time off work due to needing surgery. After being fired, Doug then pressured them to sign a contract which would basically stop them from working with another media site for 2 or 4 years. He didn't purchase or prepare food for people on the movie sets, nor did he purchase or prepare fucking drink, like water, so people would fucking pretty much die of fucking dehydration. He wouldn't pay or compensate his workers on time, if at all. He fundraised $90,000 to set up a game show, which sucked massive ass. It's blatant that either the money was squandered because he's incompetent, or he just ran off with the money and half-assed the game show. Guy bought a fucking warehouse for a studio because his current studio was too small and cluttered. The warehouse he never properly converted into a studio. Apparently the $90,000 fucking dollars isn't enough to buy fucking sound dampening foam. Firing another employee, this time because they made an anti-Gamergate video. Produced and sold printed copies of an artist's work without informing or compensating them. I guess the artists that he stole from were also paid an exposure to. Misogyny towards female members. He respect women. Me likey. Closes down that guy with the glasses.com without notifying the contributors directly. Mismanaging footage, videos, resources and staff and expecting them to do lots of work in very little time. Doesn't know how to record a fucking Skype call. Turned a blind eye to sexual harassment until it almost or actually got violent. And quite possibly the most serious allegation, Doug Walker, big fucking stodgy boy, was in the 2009 SakuraCon advertisement.
I love anime!
and manga.
There he is! It's fucking him! Look, cunt! Look, that's fucking him. That's him, cunt.
Listen to me. Yes. Shut that goddamn thing off.
What's this? You would all like to hear my opinion on the topic? Thank you for asking. Wait, what? Nobody asked for my opinion? Well, you're getting it anyway. Fuck you. So I initially thought most of the allegations were a little bit petty, but then I remembered that this petty shit had been recurring very often for a very long time. The allegations I thought were a little bit petty mainly consist of all the accusations of Big Stalgy Man being unprofessional and not very tech savvy. Though, let's be honest, starving your workers, literally and financially, isn't very petty. I mean, hell, even Stalin only did one of those things. Literally worse than Stalin. As for firing employees, I guess it's a bit shitty, especially because of the reasons given. Though I respect the fact that he has the right to unemploy people as an employer, this just makes him seem like a bit of a knob, really. I mean, the woman can't help getting surgery, but I can understand if you want to unemploy someone for making an anti-Gamergate video. I mean, if you don't want to be associated with that, that's completely fine, but a woman that has to go get surgery, that's kind of a bit fucking despicable. Makes him seem like a bit of a cock. I think I made my opinion on his fundraiser earlier pretty clear. I honestly think he Jewed out and kept the money and half-assed the game show, but at the same time, considering how all the other allegations make him seem like a complete and utter retard, it wouldn't surprise me if the money was actually squandered. Leave a comment down below if Doug Walker is A, a retard, or B, a Jew. And don't say a retarded Jew, that's cheating. The claims of Stolgy being misogynistic obviously don't make him look any better. I can't really comment on this because the extent of his alleged misogyny isn't very well specified. And as for him shutting down thatguyWiththeglasses.com, yes, it's pretty shitty, but I respect his right to do it. But again, I don't really think shutting down a website without notifying people makes him a monster. The misogyny bit, yeah, maybe, but not closing down a website. That just makes him a fucking dickhead. So the real damning thing Doug did here, if it is true at least, like everything else previously mentioned, is ignoring the acts of sexual harassment that went on. You can't say he's just as bad as anyone else that watched it happen, because Doug is in a position of power who can actually do something about it. Like, I don't know, firing the guy. And the police can't do shit in this situation because it's incredibly hard to prove acts of harassment in the workplace. Or just in general, really. And Doug as the employer is legally liable and responsible for not taking action against the harassment. If this actually happened, I have no problem in saying that Doug is without a doubt a giant cum-guzzling fucking cock pirate. So to give a quick recap, I can't say for certain whether or not the allegations are true, as they are just allegations. But the fact that Doug has not responded to these allegations and has chosen to remain radio silent on this issue for quite some time now, that doesn't really make him look all too innocent. That and the death of Channel Awesome raises a few red flags. If the allegations turn out to be true, then the Nostalgia Critic is a massive asshole, and I think everyone will find it difficult to enjoy rewatching his content, knowing how he mistreated his employees. If not, then this controversy has definitely unfairly defamed him. May you rest in peace, Channel Awesome, for better or for worse. So earlier in the video I kind of implied that this was all Doug Walker's fault. He's actually one of 3 people in the upper management who are at fault here. Mainly Mike Michaud is to blame. But Doug Walker was also involved in upper management and is to blame for a lot of these issues, and was implicit with all of them. So really, I mean, he's just as fucking bad as Mike Michaud, to be honest.
Sorry, we didn't have time for bonus meme.